It's a complicated thing about life. It teaches us that no situation is permanent. Things shift. But we must always be on the right side of things even when they shift. We must be able to participate as people, citizens, in whatever way. We will not mind what turn history will take, but we should not allow history to make any turn without our participation. And our participation must be positive. I want to wish all of you a really, really, really happy Easter. It's been many days since Ash Wednesday. We are coming to a close of this whole season of Easter. We commemorate the day Jesus entered Jerusalem and the journey that he made and the changes he made in that place, the preachings that he did upon entering Jerusalem, the conflicts that he got into with the leaders in Jerusalem, and the events that followed. We all know that by Friday of the week of his crucifixion, everything happened. He was tried. No case could be established against him. But it was the public wish of people to have him crucified. They could not establish any fault, any crime he had committed. But people just say, crucify him, crucify him. And then he was crucified. It's a moment of reflection, really. Sometimes the good things that we do, the principles we stand on, conflict with so many other people. They may be right, but for as long as at that moment people don't think it is true or right, and they're in the majority and they conflict with you, you will be judged. Unlike in the case of Jesus, he was crucified. And come to think of it, at his entry into Jerusalem, they threw clouds on his path. He walked on linen that was thrown. The welcome was big. Everybody was happy to receive the Messiah in Jerusalem. The multitudes that followed him, they tried to stop them, and Jesus said, if they stop singing, those stones will start talking. And just a week later, the same people were demanding for his death and his crucifixion. It's a complicated thing about life. It teaches us that no situation is permanent. Things shift. But we must always be on the right side of things even when they shift. We must be able to participate as people, citizens, in whatever way. We will not mind what turn history will take, but we should not allow history to make any turn without our participation. And our participation must be positive. So the Easter spirit is about understanding. It's about love. It's about forgiveness. It's about renewal of faith. Because he died. And on the third day he rose again to grant us all hope. He died for our sins, that we may live forever now without sin. That was his purpose. And if Jesus wanted comfort, he would have stayed in heaven. He wouldn't have had to come to the world. He would have stayed in heaven. But he chose to come down on earth, suffer the indignation, live like a human being, and even be killed, so that he could use his suffering to redeem us. And that's the opportunity that we should reflect on in a good way over this period of Easter. The spirit of sacrifice. Sometimes you do things not because they are beneficial to you, but sometimes you make sacrifices because they help the bigger purpose, the bigger multitude of people. And as soon as we begin living beyond ourselves, we realize that living for humanity is a much better project than living for ourselves. So, happy Easter.